But then also, yeah, one, where that person is at mentally, and just whereabouts they are on a conscious level as a human. These might be super young souls who have fucking no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And then they also, top that off with a super traumatic fucking upbringing and all the
Yeah.
rest of it. But my number one biggest thing that I would say is fucks most people over is the environment that they choose to take it in.
Yeah.
That is the number one. Like, because if you're out at a party taking it with all your other crackhead drunk mates, I can guarantee
They're gonna fuck you up.
you're gonna have the worst fucking experience ever, because there's all these bloody entities and things lingering around you. All of this, like that's, you can get a bit of woo woo out of here at the moment, but it's true. There's fucking dark energies and entities lingering around, and when you take these substances, you're wide open to it. So if you're not protected properly, and if you're not prepared for the things that could possibly happen, then yeah, more than likely you might have a bad trip. Yeah, I couldn't recommend it anymore. If you're gonna take any substance, do it in a safe environment.
Yeah.
Like I'd choose to do it by myself before I do it with anyone else, only because I can trust myself. I can't say the same about very many other people. So when it comes to things like this, it's a sacred medicine. It's something not to be fucked with. It's something not to be taken lightly, because it's mind altering, life altering, and be prepared for anything, really. Be prepared to die, because ultimately, like, there's probably parts of you that will die. So anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother thing as well. I could sit here and talk about just mushrooms in general for a long time, but I'll get to the story of, so yeah, I was arrested at a festival, Mardi Gras, Nimbin. Probably people that know Nimbin, what it's famous for. It's just famous for cannabis. I was arrested there, and I was being charged with a fucking... They were threatening me with a 10-year sentence.
No parole.
10 years, no parole. And I'm sitting there like,
For
bro.
honey mushrooms. And the thing
But it
was,
wasn't, yeah,
because they caught you with 3 ounces,
Yeah.
which is like, the bags were massive, right?
Yeah,
and
there was
the
a lot, there was
mushrooms
a lot.
were whole, and they were, what's that?
Dried.
Dried and
Vacuum
vacuum sealed. So 3 ounces of dried vacuum sealed mushrooms. And the thing was,
So yeah, 3 ounces of vacuum sealed mushrooms. I think there was about half an ounce of weed, and
some chocolate,
there's like 10
chocolate balls.
chocolate balls, yeah.
And the thing was you'd been collecting mushrooms from paddocks in northern New South Wales, because
Yeah, they
if
grow
you
everywhere.
are familiar with the northern rivers, you will
We
know.
have like the perfect climate here.
Yeah, they grow abundantly there. So we had been...
Bro, there's times we went out into these paddocks, and no word of a lie, as far as the eye can see,
with just mushrooms.
fucking gold top mushrooms. This big, bro. We're talking caps this big on these gold top mushrooms.
Massive.
Bro, there was some of them that were like a foot tall.
But then there was also blue meanies as well.
Yeah, those are the main 2 types of mushrooms that you would get. But honestly, we just got to a point where we got so good at picking mushrooms that we just knew, like, alright, it's been raining for X amount of time, yep, the temperature's perfect, sweet, these paddocks will be thriving. And it got to a point where we were just that good at it. Yeah, we knew the mushrooms would be there. There were so many mushrooms in some of these places, you could not pick them all. It was overwhelming at how many mushrooms were there. So it got... we just got ridiculous. We just went ridiculous.
It got to the point where the farmers, because you're trespassing obviously, going onto people's property, getting these mushrooms, and the farmers would get pissed off, or people even just driving past would get pissed off, because everyone knew.
Well, it was a bit of a 50-50. Some people
someone...
would be like, yeah, and then others would be like, get out of the paddock.
Yeah, but people would just see you in the paddock and be like, rat on you or whatever, And so there were a few times where, like, yeah, a little bit of drama had started, and we were like, oh, this is getting a bit, like, it's getting a bit much now. And I'd be like, oh, I don't know if this is a good idea. I never really went, because I was scared to get caught.
And yeah, like, to be honest, yeah, we were picking way too much.
Yeah, it got a bit extreme.
It just got extreme, and human nature took over, started getting greedy.
Big
and
ego.
All we're seeing is dollar signs, because it's just free money. But at the end of the day, like I said before, it's a sacred medicine, so ended up getting my ass kicked,
Because
so,
you weren't being sacred.
Yeah, it wasn't being very sacred about it. The sacredness went out the window, and I started seeing dollar signs,
so then...
Totally fair enough.
It's like, yeah, you went to this festival, and I remember saying to you, like, oh, I don't know if it's a good idea. You were like, no, we're going to go. You went with some friends and your brother, and this guy at the time just honestly looked like a drug dealer anyway. Like, you just look at him, and you just think, he's fucking dodgy. So they went and ended up getting illegally searched, but because he was found with something, it doesn't matter that he was illegally searched. So the police thought that they'd hit the fucking jackpot because
Honestly,
they
they were
had
acting like
three
they just.
massive bags.
The boys are standing there acting like they just fucking
Won
caught
the
Pablo
lottery.
Escobar or something. I was
Yeah.
like, brother, I only got like a couple $100. Like, there's no Pablo Escobars here.
Yeah, so that was the thing. Is like he had these three massive bags of mushrooms, but it was only like maybe $500 worth. Like it wasn't a big amount. He had a little bit of cash on him, a little bit of cannabis on him, and these chocolates on him. He got taken back to the Nimbin police station and then got taken over to Lismore courthouse. And I get this phone call, and I'm at home by myself. I must have been, and I get this phone call, and he's like, "I've been arrested," and I was just like, "For fuck's sakes, what the fuck?" He was like, "You need to get a hold of my brother." I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And so I'm freaking out. But in my head, I'm thinking that like the police are gonna come straight to our house for us, for me. And the thing was that, yeah, at the time he was growing cannabis, a lot of cannabis. And I just freaked out, and I cut everything, all of these trees up, and I buried them in the backyard. And I remember I had messaged one of his friends like, "Can you come and get this stuff because I don't know what to do with it. Kim's been caught and I need to get rid of it." Anyway, buried it in the backyard in the like it's pouring down with rain, and I'm crying because I'm here all by myself and I have to get rid of all this stuff, and the police are gonna come and I'm gonna get arrested. And the neighbours are probably thinking, what the fuck is she doing? At this time, we were living in acreage, so as you can imagine, there was a lot of space for growing. And so, yeah, buried everything. And then I didn't know how to my fingerprints are on everything, all the equipment and things like that. So I was fucked anyway. What turned out to be, I guess, good in the end was that because he got caught in New South Wales, the police don't have jurisdiction to come to Queensland, so they were never coming to our house. So I did all of that for nothing pretty much, but in hindsight, probably good that happened. And I did that because, yeah, the situation that we ended up in was pretty fucked up. So I ended up getting in touch with his brother, who was still down there, and he was with, I guess, a few friends and stuff that we had that were from Nimbin. And he was like, "What are we gonna do?" And I was like, I'm gonna come down to you because I'm scared and I don't want to be here by myself, because I was still thinking that the police are gonna turn up any moment. And so at the time as well, crazy, we had these two dogs, Romeo and another dog, Kush, and our dog Kush was always trying to kill Romeo. So it was like they couldn't be left home alone. I also couldn't take two dogs with me in the car down to Nimbin, so I had to drop Romeo off to one of our good friends' house, and he stayed there with them, and I took Kush down, and Kush is just not the best dog to travel with or do anything with. She freaking whines and moans the whole time. So anyway, took her, picked up his brother, found him, picked him up, and was just like, what the fuck? We were both like, what the fuck is going on? Freaking out because it's his younger brother as well, so I feel like
He is no bloody help.
it'd be different if it was your older brother, if you had an older brother and he was like the old one, but because he's the younger one and he's younger than me too, it was like, oh my God, how am I stuck in this situation with him? And so the police had told me that he was already on the way to Grafton jail, which is like a pretty bad jail. And they said that there was no chance of him like coming out. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I thought that if I took his passport down, then he would get out on bail. And they told me that that wasn't going to happen. And so they were basically being assholes about the whole thing. Again, probably illegally, but what are we to do when we've already broken the law? He ended up spending the weekend in the cells at Lismore. He hadn't gone to Grafton, but that's what they'd told me. And then they said, if you come down with his passport, so you got caught on what, the Friday?
Oh, I think it was Thursday.
Oh.
It was the first day of the festival.
Yeah, so you got caught on a Thursday and you didn't get out until Monday. And the whole time he was in the Lismore holding cells underneath the courthouse. But yeah, they told me he was already on his way to Grafton. And good luck to me because he was going to jail pretty much. And I was just like, what the fuck? I had been on the phone to friends trying to get a lawyer, but we're broke. Fucking slanging mushrooms. Like, you think I can afford a lawyer. No, I can't. So that never happened. And thank God on the Monday he ended up getting out on bail. I don't even know why they gave that to you. I guess because they couldn't really keep a hold of you.
Well, yeah, one, because I surrendered my passport. I had to like sign a goodwill thing. Like,
Oh, your brother had to sign
yeah.
a piece of paper
To say
saying that
a
he
bond.
would kind of, vouch for you, so that you could get out. Thankfully, he had a good job at the time and looked pretty secure on paper, his younger brother. So yeah, he signed this paperwork to say
That's right, yeah.
that he would vouch for Kim not to leave the country, pretty much. Because that's all they were worried about, was that he was going to get let out on bail and we would flee back to New Zealand and never come back. But we didn't actually want to leave Australia.
Nah, didn't want to leave at all.
So that was not
Yeah,
going to be
it
a
was
thing.
a pretty fucked up ordeal anyway, because like once I got arrested, that was me. They'd already got my phone, they had hacked into that. They could see everything that was ever gone on
Never
my phone.
deleted a message.
Yeah, I hadn't deleted messages in years, so they got
They had
everything.
all the evidence they
it
needed.
worked out in my favour though, you know,
In the
like
end.
because they had all of that, it did work out in my favour, but
It was scary at the time.
it was just hard because honestly, like I thought when I got arrested, like slap on the wrist, like I'll be out this afternoon, you know, like I'll be out this Savi. I'll be back
with my mates.
I'll be back out on the street doing it all over again, eh? Fucking
They
little did I know that, yeah, mushrooms was a fucking class A drug. It was on
Genuinely
the same.
didn't know that.
It was on the same bloody scale as meth. So it was like getting caught with 3 ounces of meth or cocaine or something. That's how the police were acting. Even though in my eyes, I'm just like, bro, it's just a fucking mushroom out of the paddock down the road, bro. It's literally from down the road.
They
Like,
did his interview and he was like, I'll eat them all. I'll eat them all right now.
straight up, just to prove to you, you know, I'll do it.
Oh.
As fucked as that situation would have been if I did eat them all, but I would have still survived, you know, and I would have had a story to tell because I would have met some gods or
Not
whatever.
that they'd ever let you do that, but
But it was this full-on ordeal.